Oh, hello, fellow carvers. The Ward Foundation has asked us to answer a few questions. So here I go. Number one. Well, first of all, I better put my glasses on or I won't be able to read. There. As a child, I was always creating something just to keep myself entertained. My imagination had no limits. I loved the outdoors and was adventurous. Later, I spent a lot of time in the mountains and forest. I have fished in remote areas such as Tuktoyaktuk, Northwest Territories, Alaska, and the west coast of Canada. It was during that time I became acutely aware of the beauty and diversity of the forest. I was fascinated by the shedding of antlers, skeletons on the forest floor, sounds and sights of living creatures, birds above and their songs, having felt the presence of an owl gazing at you intensely. Precious memories. I always carried a knife and I began to whittle. It was the love of nature and the natural world that I began carving. I collected wood from the forest lakes, dried riverbeds, and ocean shoreline. I would pull into a cove by boat, believing I was the only one that had ever been there before, always looking for a treasured piece of wood. This type of wood held contaminants, so I started purchasing wood from sustainable, reliable wood sellers. I took a course from Bob Googie and Cam Merkel using Tupelo. However, seeing a gigantic burl or twisted, spalted maple root was what got my endorphins going. At present, in my carport, I have a 500-pound piece of exquisite maple waiting for me. That's another story for another time. My process begins with studying the shape, grain, texture of the wood. The wood often tells me where to go. This can be both very challenging and having to change directions and design, especially when working with burls. I research the bird, which is usually the focus of the sculpture. Mistakes, I've made many, starting with the size of the wood I choose. Being difficult to manipulate, I acquired 3 bulging discs. I've had 6 stitches to a finger while using a knife, but the worst was the time I was finishing up a carving that I had worked months on. I put on oil over the stain. You never know what it's going to look like. I didn't like it and spent hours sanding and stripping it off. At 2 a.m., I left my studio in tears. I went into the house, lay down on the bed. The room was spinning from inhaling the toxic fumes. 2 days later, I got up. Lessons learned. When you get it right, you are filled with wonderment and self-satisfaction. You start to clean up your workspace and begin to plan your next carving. I don't listen to music when I'm carving. I enjoy classical piano, Louis Capaldi, Queen, Bruce Springsteen, Annie Lennox, Sarah Brightman, and many others. As a carver in an interpretive style, my tip would be don't worry about imperfections in the wood. Beauty is character. Stay true to yourself and your own ideas. Always have fun. Laugh at your mistakes and start again. Take great care to wear proper protection. Stretch if working long hours. Stay safe. Stay well. Thanks to the Ward Foundation for everything you continue to do. Blessings until we meet again.